Everybody go down because about to go down now. Yeah, chairman, this life no balance. Now you go stand where to get your balance. Yeah, normally I don't believe in luck. I always believe there's a reward for hard work. So now see that for us, they wait for luck to knock. Why don't we get back to work? Yeah, chairman, some of our Nigerian boys are too broke because they don't like hustle. Then they find out dead. Chairman, hustle may have charge and no first blow. Why don't to change up situation and not to compete France, oh? If France finish before we make them go buy house. You when you get money, your family member go see you as carry cash shop. Even though the first one, they go see you as wayward. You get one.
You can make six figure as a Gen Z or a young person in Nigeria or West Africa. Sounds too good to be true, right? Step into the hidden world of Nigerian millennials and Gen Z, where the pursuit of success collides with the fear of growing old without making it in the shadows of a society that only celebrates those who have already made it. A group of young individuals has discovered a secret path to unimaginable wealth. Beneath the harsh economic reality of Nigeria, some youths between 12 and 30 years old defy the odds, cruising in the latest cars and indulging in a luxurious lifestyle, all concealed from the watchful eyes of security operatives. Their nights are spent in exclusive nightclubs, housewarming parties, birthdays, and they effortlessly make it rain cash. They spend more expensive on drinks. We stumble upon shocking revelations. Many of these seemingly affluent individuals are cyber stalkers and internet fraudsters, preying on unsuspecting victims and scamming them out of their hard-earned money. However, the narrative goes beyond mere criminality. Join me, Vic Speed, the voice of Niger Delta, as we unravel the operations of these individuals, explore the common motives behind their engagement in cyber-related crimes, and delve into the global impact of their actions. But fear not, for this journey will also unveil legitimate paths to success. In the Weather Zone on VFlex TV today, we're breaking the silence on this clandestine world. Today, I'm joined by Ephraim Chigboa, an extraordinary young entrepreneur who is making 7 figures online, who will guide us on how to harness the power of internet to legitimately earn 6 figures. Welcome to the Weather Zones, where secrets are unveiled and wealth is attained the right way. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Ephraim Chigboa. How are you doing today?
I'm doing
great. It's so good to have you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we're talking about the young people today and the efforts they've been putting on to make a lot of money today. We can see that the society today is so hard, the economic is really difficult, and a lot of people just feel like, okay, this is not going to work for us anymore. So we need to look for ways to make some cool cash. And this have prompted a lot of youths to go into doing something they are not supposed to do in order to get money. And these things have caused a lot of problems, which is related to internet fraud, crime, internet crime related issues and all of that. And we behave as if nothing is going on. I mean, we can literally see them virtually everywhere, but it seems nothing is going on. This is not good for the society. It's very ill. It's not good for the youths too. And we don't seem to care about all of this. So thank God you're here today and want to make justice to all of this. Thank you so much once again for being here today.
It's an honor to have me.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, I want to begin with your experience. I know you must have had experience relating to these guys who are into internet fraud. We popularly call them Yahoo today in Nigeria. So I would like you to share your experience. I mean, what you've seen, people around you, what is it that they've been doing that you feel like, oh, this is illegal? I mean, let me hear from you.
Okay, the first point of correction, sorry to point out that, is that I don't have experience in it.
Okay, you don't have experience, but then you might see some people around you who are into that.
But over time and based on my interaction level with different individuals I come across with, I've been able to interact with some of them. Also, to point out the fact that some of them too were previously my friends.
Wow.
Previously my friends.
Interesting.
But for today, we can no longer call them friends. Probably, but when we see on the road or we see alongside, we just wave hands, because, you know, when you have a destination you're heading to and you have this growth impact or this impact you're trying to lay, positive impact, so to say, in the society, you just have to be mindful
of the kind of people
you go with. So overall, my interaction with them, actually from what they've told me, there's this narrative they always bring about when you try to interact with them and tell them, oh, see, what you're doing is actually wrong. They tell you, no, it's not wrong. They have everything possible in their, how will I put it, in their disposal to justify what they are doing is absolutely right. They point out the example of, in the early 90s or in the early 80s, the Western world came into our country, took our parents, they went there and suffered them. Right now, our mineral resources or some of these things we are being blessed with by God is being taken by them, and we don't see the benefits as the individuals or as the owners of these resources. And at the end of the day, they tell you that what we are doing is being justified. They collected from us and we are also collecting back from them.
That is some sort of paying back.
Absolutely. Okay. But when you take a deep look into it, you just discover that it's absolutely stealing.
All right.
It's absolutely stealing. And when you try to tell them what you're doing is stealing, they tell you, no, it's not stealing, I'm just working. But when you look at the means of which they use to get these things, they lie. They have to go into dubious acts just to make sure they get these things out of them. I mean, you don't have to do all those things to get money or to get to live a luxurious life, because at the end of the day, when you see them on the road, you see them live in fear. Because when you look at them, you ask yourself, why do they live in fear? If you're actually doing something legitimate and you feel that you're justifying it of being legitimate, why live in fear?
I can actually relate to that too. I mean, in my area, I've seen lots of guys. I mean, these guys, they stay in hotels. I mean, well-concealed hotels that nobody could even find out the kind of hotels they are living in. And sometimes they go into deep areas that they cannot be fished out. That's where they live, and they live in groups. Like these guys, you need to see what these guys are doing. Initially, they use laptops.
Absolutely.
They get laptops, they use laptops to do their stuff, and recently they're using a mobile device. We have the iPhone, thank God, iPhone. They're not using that iPhone now to, that's what they call it, pressing. I think some sort of that they call it pressing. Now, I've been around them, and I've seen what they're doing so far. Most of them, the one I actually noticed was they go on Facebook. There's what they call bombing. I don't know if you
they have bombing, they have dating.
Okay, yeah. So they say they want to bomb something. You see, they go on comments and they keep posting things on the comment section for, let me say, gullible people who are they want to make money too, because they take advantage of people who are looking for help, who want quick money. Those are the people they take advantage of. They can say, okay, I have this for you, I have this opportunity for you, I have this job opportunity for you too. So if you fall into their trap, then they get you. Also, they send text messages too. Yes, they send text message. They said, I'm your account manager in bank, I'm this, I'm that. So if you do this, send me your details. I was also a victim, though they didn't get money from me, So I could relate when I had issues with my bank. They sent me a message on Twitter, so now X. So I now went there, started filling their forms to the point where I gave them my BVN, gave them my NIN number, and even my my PIN, 4-digit PIN.
Right.
So though they didn't get my money, I was so swift. I went there, blocked the account and all of that, and that's when I thank God I did not touch my money, because it would have been very serious for me. Like,
absolutely.
Okay, so these guys do these things in secret. They go get these people, defraud them of their money from their accounts and all of that. Some of them even go into begging. They look for arms, like they fake. What is it called? They fake their situation. Yes, they fake their situation. They say, I'm sick. Some people say, my mother is in the hospital. This and this happens, and you see that they want to collect money from you to help you. But those are the things I've noticed personally. It's not that it's not an experience though.
Right.
It's what I've noticed. So maybe the words I would have used was notice instead of experience.
Absolutely.
So that is what I've noticed so far from people around my area, and this is really, really bad. Well, some people, unfortunately, are people now, even parents, are even welcoming this.
Support of it.
Yes, they are in support of this. So it also prompts the question: why are the parents, why are parents supporting this act?
Okay, I think first of all, where I would drive my point is that it all boils down to the mindset.
Okay.
The mindset, because I was reading something this morning before I came here, and I bumped into it. That's on LinkedIn. Yeah, and the author of the post was like, you can't tell how powerful your mindset is. You know, most times we Africans have been positioned in such a way that we want to live that luxurious life.
Of course.
And it's so funny that a lot of people don't want to follow the due process. They just want to, oh, I wake up in the morning, I get it. And that brings me to answering your question. They go for gullible people.
Yeah.
That's because people are just looking for the easy route to make money. People are just looking for, oh, I need it now. Before I started my digital entrepreneur journey, I fell for that. Because as you grow up as an average, let's use Nigeria, our country, as an average Nigerian, as you grow up, sometimes your parents will tell you are now responsible for this. And you now have this sense of reasoning or sense of belonging that you now owe responsibilities for some certain things in your life, feeling or that lifestyle of you've arrived. Let me use that word.
Especially when you're late adults,
exactly. When you're done with secondary school, trying to get into the tertiary institution, you now feel that, oh, I am now a big boy, I am now a big girl, and so I must look for every means possible to make money, to fend for myself, to take care of myself. And you see people begin to go into different things. How will I make money this minute and cash out the next minute? The truth is that the route to success is not an easy one. We must point that out. But then, oftentimes we've been told it's not an easy one, but there are also faster vehicles that can take you there. But even though there are faster vehicles, I have observed it is not always easy. So, but when you look at these so-called Yahoo boys too, let's take a deep look into it too, you discover that also what they are doing actually too, it's actually a process. There is work they put in. Some of them have to spend some sleepless nights. Some have to stay awake, pressing their phones and trying to go into all manner of. I think, like I said before, the whole thing boils down to mindset, because people believe that, oh, if I must get things easily, I must lie.
Well, I would have to come to that aspect of wasting their time, energies on all of that to make money, because most of them, they go sleepless nights, just like you said now. So I would have to come back to that. But first, I was talking about why parents would encourage such habits. Why would they accommodate it? You rightly mentioned that a lot of them, like, they want their children to make it in life and to own to their responsibilities. Yes, they have responsibilities, because when you are 18 years, they expect you to come home with in short, they expect you to start working. They expect you to come home with cars. They expect you to be able to fend for yourself. They expect you to get money of your own.
Absolutely.
So they even expect you to start your own family.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had situation like that. Yes. I've had situation like that. And I like you rightly pointed. Sorry, I deviated a little bit, but then I think the mindset of most parents have been conditioned to the point that, okay, since I didn't make it in my days, I want my child to make it. Okay. And now they try to embed into their child, just like the scenario we used to have sometimes, probably for some of us when we were growing up. Let's say you attended primary school and then Mr. A or boy in class, and then you took let's say 10th position or 15th position. Your parents come, you take your result back home. Your parents will ask you, why didn't you take first position? Sometimes the fault is not actually from the individual, but they are being placed in a situation of pressure by their parents, comparing them to other people. Failing to recognize the fact that everyone has his own unique destiny and purpose in life. So it doesn't matter whether it happens now. Sometimes Mr. A may succeed before you. Sometimes Mr. B may succeed before you. But that does not give room for you to compare your child to another person. The highest you can do is that you can use that scenario to motivate your child. Because one thing I believe in life is that everyone has his timing. Of course. You can't compare the time it takes an orange tree to grow and start producing fruit. The same time it will take a corn to start to grow and also producing. No, they are two different things. All right. So at the same time, parents should try to understand that children or kids grow up, and when they grow up, they are being influenced too by their parents' actions, They are being influenced by their parents' behavior. They are being influenced by their parents' words. Sometimes parents say this out of, there's what I always say, they say it out of love, but unknown to them, they are destroying the child.
If I get you correctly, that means it's not wrong for parents to say, my child, I want you to be better than I am.
Absolutely.
So,
but putting that pressure on the child that, okay, this person is doing this, Mr. A is succeeding. You look at him, he was your classmate, he was your friend. You have to be like him. You don't know what Mr. A is actually doing to succeed. So you have to kind of retrace your step. Tell your child, build this confidence in your child. Not trying to pressure them into things. Build this confidence from them. And also, one thing with African parents is that most times they feel that because they are ahead of you, they know better than you. And so they don't give you room as a child or to speak to them or try to say, okay, I want to listen to you. Let me see what you have to say. What do you think about the future of your life? What are you thinking? What are your dreams? What are your goals? They just feel that they should dictate everything for you. Go to school, get a degree, get a good job, and then build a family. And at the end of the day, you also discover that indirectly we are building a cycle.
Interesting.
Indirectly we are building a cycle. So I repeat again that parents at least try their best to inspire their children with other people's scenario or success story, but don't try to pressure them into it and say they must be successful. Everyone has his own different destiny to fulfill.
And while they are encouraging their children to toe that path, they should also show them the way they should toe. Because
absolutely.
There are other ones like peer pressures. They might think them to do something they are not supposed to do. So that's another thing too. Okay, let's consider why the countries that are being affected by this act, because we talk about these guys using the internet to defraud people, and it's popularly called Yahoo. It's a popular term here in Nigeria.
Now they have a baptismal name which is called G.
Really?
Yeah, so they call it G. That's just it. I think from my experience, from my observation.
Yeah. I never saw that coming actually, but it's okay. It's okay. So, do you have an idea of countries that have been worst affected by this act of fraud?
I think most countries that have been affected or have a high population of fraudsters are countries that are, from my research and little observations to, are countries that are tech savvy. They have young individuals that are into tech properly. Look at the average Nigerian child. I mean, even in our dispensation right now, it was not like that 10 years ago.
Sure.
But look at the average Nigerian child, let's say from 5 years old.
Okay.
Give them your smartphone for just 1 week. They will know your login details. They will know how to maneuver every app. They know the app they would need to go to watch a movie. So at the end of the day, the internet is a blessing, but at the same time, it's a curse. It all depends on what you use it for. So when you look at countries that are basically affected by these fraudsters, are countries that are tech savvy, and you look at countries like Nigeria, the high number, the percentage of individuals we have that are tech savvy in Nigeria is every day on an increase. You see people try to go into different technological career paths just because they know. And absolutely, technology is the future.
Sure.
But at the same time, we must try to know the fact that we should use it to our own advantage rather than bringing costs upon ourselves. So you look at countries like Nigeria, you look at countries like Philippines, you look at countries like Indonesia, you look at China, you look at Romania, you look at Brazil, you look at Cyprus. These are countries that you can find high populations.
I really appreciate that your research
of fraudsters. Yeah. But then when you now look at people who fall victim for it, that I can't really portray the fact. But then it's a pity that people who also fall victim for this are also people who live or who are also part of these countries. Countries like Indonesia, countries like Pakistan, countries like India. And you look at it, just like the question you asked or the answer I gave earlier on, people just want to make money as quick as possible. The rate, look at example for our beloved country. Nigeria. The economy is very, very good.
Very good. I love that. So they talk about these people and we see that all these Canadian people, some people too, some countries too, are involved. They fall victims for these guys, and this is really not fair. So I feel like it's better we create an awareness for countries like that to be very sensitive when it comes to having dealings with people. Remember when I said how these guys operate from my observation? I said, you know, that they go as far as creating Facebook accounts, Instagram accounts, Twitter, and they upload pictures from different influencers, girls.
Absolutely.
They use it to trick people, you know, like those, most especially, I'm putting this, most especially the Canadian people, they trick them into, you know, sending phones, it's as if they are dating, all this online dating stuff. So I want to use this medium to also tell you that if you are maybe in Canada or Nigeria or any other country that has been worstly affected by this internet fraud of a thing, please, before you engage in any transaction with anybody you've not seen personally, face to face, request for a video call. We have mediums we can use in making video calls, such as WhatsApp, Google Meet, Skype, Telegram too. Can we use Telegram?
You can use Telegram. You can also use WhatsApp. Very good. So a lot of people, you look at the dollar, the forex market, the exchange rate is just fantastic.
Amazing.
It's just fantastic, and things are gradual. So a lot of people are just looking for that extra source of income. Even if they go to their 9-to-5 job each day, they just need that extra source of income. But the truth is that in as much as you chase your goals, I will say this in pidgin, try to manage your lane. Just do your lane. Just do your lane.
But I felt like you failed to mention Canada too. What do you think about Canada? Because I've heard lots of songs, Nigerian music, they sing where we benefit from Canada. There's a particular song that says where we benefit from Canada. And there's another song that says that talks about the impact of Yahoo on street boys, you know. That's the impact of internet fraud. For the sake of those who do not know what Yahoo means, Yahoo is a form of internet fraud that are being carried out by young people, most especially the Gen Zs today. Okay, so we talk about these people now. The Canadian people, they're worse affected by this.
Absolutely.
There's a video I saw on Facebook of a man crying when he was defrauded of his money. You need to watch that video. Quite pathetic. He was even begging, please return my money. Return my money. My wife is very angry with me at this point in time. It leaves me with the feeling like, what are we turning into? You know, what is this country? What is the youth turning into? Because if we just keep silent, everybody just keep quiet. That reminds me to a research from the Economic Financial Crime Commission. What's it called? EFCC. Yes. They said something like 7 out of 10 university students or of the youths are involved in internet fraud.
Sorry to cut you, but I'll quite disagree with that. But just go on.
Okay, so they said that, and though I don't have the basis of where they get the research from, I didn't see their receipts, so I don't know, but I'm just tapping from there because that's the figure they had to put that. And they are mostly, in short, they are directly involved in issues relating to that. You know, they take control of that. They deal with suspected people they get from.
But sorry to cut you short. Also, you know, technology is advancing.
Okay,
and it's a pity that even if you request for a video call, I think I've heard and I've also seen a situation where they also have a way of manipulating the individual they are trying to portray they are to do a video call with you.
Really?
Absolutely. And they even have a way they can tune the voice. For instance, I think will I say AI? But then I don't want to mention AI because I'm a huge fan of AI. I support AI full time because AI has helped me a lot. But then when you look at also the disadvantage of AI, because everything has advantage and disadvantage. We have AI voices that can also replicate top celebrities, their voices. And so all they need to do, they can make a video of that person actually and tell you this is the person you actually. So basically, one thing like you said, Canadians are mostly affected, and from my interview and my interaction with some of these people, sometimes, you know, when you want to, although it's a top secret, I won't reveal it yet, but then when you interact with them, you ask them questions so that you know how to get information from them. Okay, so when they say most of these people fall victim for real estate investments, because it seems as though and crypto also. I recall as at 2018 when I wanted to buy crypto, that's Bitcoin. It was I decided, okay, I was chatting someone on Facebook. I saw the person was posting about Bitcoin. I decided to chat the person up, and the person said, okay, when I'm ready, I should send the funds. I was like, he was using a foreign. When the account details were sent to me, and I was like, this is a Nigerian bank account. This is a Nigerian